We have a great relationship except the relationship part.
See, to me, a great relationship is only physical intimacy, and then get out.
Right. Here's your money and get out.
Well, but the deal is...
Here's my money, actually, that I'm giving to you. Sorry. Drew, you a new world record for Drew. He went 12 minutes in a show without punching the mic. It must have been torture for you those first 12 minutes.
I got a good one in there. You hear it?
Yeah, really. That was a haymaker. That was nice. I'm done with Brian.
But Brian,
don't move in with her.
Brian.
Not until you have sex.
Brian, you somewhere in you must feel awfully poorly about yourself in order to need to keep this person pieced together in such a way. I mean, you're just keeping her just contained, just kept together, held together in such a way to keep yourself perfect for her on her behalf, to keep her pieced together, and it's just not a real relationship.
All right.
I'm not saying she couldn't be capable of one, but boy, you're...
Work on it, but don't jump into it.
Yeah, boy, you're in for some work there.
Oh, boy. Oh, everyone should listen and learn from all the mistakes I've made. You don't change people because you move in with them. You fight over underpants. That's what you do. Chris.
Oh, hey.
Hey, 14.
Yeah.
You're on with funny man Dana Gould.
That's great.
He's wacky.
Okay.
Enjoy my comedy pants.
I have a bit of a problem. I don't know how to tell my mom that I want to get on the pill without her thinking that I'm sexually active.
Why do you want to get on the pill then?
Well, I want to get it because I heard that it makes my period regular and it makes it lighter. And I heard that also tricycline, I think, gets rid of acne.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And so, but it's also against my religion.
To be on the pill or to be sexually active?
To be on the pill.
Even if you're not using it for contraception?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not quite sure.
What religion is that?
I'm Catholic.
The crazy people church?
Crapology.
I think I suspect you're misconstruing the principles there. And the idea is not to prevent contraception, and not to allow contraception. But if you're not having sex, there's no...
But that is the paramount job of the pill, and the getting rid of the acne and the other things is a byproduct.
I understand that, but if she's not having sex, it doesn't matter.
If you're not taking the pills, if you are in fact not taking the pill to avoid getting pregnant, I would not think that taking the pill would be considered a sin in the Catholic Church if that is in fact.
And I would suggest you tell your mom you want to go see the doctor to get your acne taken care of.
Hold on a second, Chris. Let me explain something to my partner Drew. Religion is not based in good, strong rationality. Moses took his cane and he parted the Red Sea, and then Hezekiah and Ham built themselves an ark, and they put everybody on the boat. Listen, they're going along with that. They're going along with the birth control. Believe me, these are gullible people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. So I love it when people try to make sense of something that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean,
spoken like a true non-believer in Ted the Cloud Man. Let me tell you something about religion.
Well, you believe it or you don't, but it's not based on solid evidence. And so you're trying to make a sort of secular argument here that's not working, not going to work in that world.
Here's what I think you should do, is tell your mom you want to get treatment for your acne.
Yeah.
Go to your doctor. Close the door.
Maybe it's God's will that she has the buckshot on the cheek.
Anything that goes on between you and your doctor is completely confidential, so your mom should not be in the room. Mm-hmm. And discuss it with your doctor.
Did you say what?
Or your mom doesn't be involved at all. You go to Planned Parenthood or something. You go anywhere.
What's your religion?
I'm Catholic.
And I guess you're pretty devout.
Not really.
Oh, you're not, but your parents are.
Oh yeah.
All right, and you're not planning on having sex.
Not for a while.
So it's not like you're guilty and you're dating a guy and you're going to kill two birds with one pill.
Yeah, but see, if I do take it and, and I'm not feeling guilty about it and I'm not using it as a contraceptive, I still can't go up and receive communion.
Why?
Oh, I'm Catholic. And my cousin is a Roman Catholic priest. And you can receive communion. It's what your soul is about. It's not about man-made rules that were invented 400 or 500 years ago by a hierarchy of landowners to establish some sort of governmental structure, which is the beginnings of most of the rules that people like you and I, when they're in the Catholic Church, have to obey. Please.
Don't worry about that. Yeah,
I am a nightclub comic. Take the blood of Christ.
He'll be He'll be warming up for Hitler in hell in about 40 years, everybody.
I couldn't meet Nixon while he was alive.
Wouldn't that be great? All right, now welcome to Song Stylings of Hitler. Thank you. Been great. I'll be here all my life.
Deutschland. Come on, a new song once.
All right, Chris, you're fine.
All right.
Just follow your heart.
Do you understand you don't have to have your parents involved at all in terms of getting on the pill?
Yes.
And no matter what age
After
you are.
14.
After 14. Is that in all states?
I believe so.
You cannot receive a cracker from a priest who's molesting altar boys if you have taken the pill, is basically the theory of that.
Hey, if the cracker's the body of Christ, wouldn't the pill be like part of Moses or maybe Mary or something like that? I mean, that's what we ought to do, is we ought to name the pill after part of a biblical character.
That was the first joke I ever wrote, was, if the wine is the blood of Christ, can you then take it to the beach? And if they say no drinking on the beach, well, the blood of Christ. What about the 2 six-packs? The 12 apostles. Thank you very much. 17 years old, my first joke.
It's sad that I'm at where you were at when you were 17, comedically. Jennifer.
Hi.
Hey, you're 27.
Hi, how you doing?
You're on with Dana Gould.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. I know you hear this all the time, but I think the show is great.
Thanks.
And, Adam, you have the, you come up with the best comparisons. Anyway, my question is...
Hey, Jennifer?
Yeah?
If something happens to me, you're not going to eulogize me. I got news for you. I can just see Jennifer up there. He was a, well, he was the kind of guy who would always...
He was an okay guy.
He's a guy. The buffet's open there, buddy.
He ain't getting any warmer.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, I have a 7-year-old son, and he asked me the other day, what does sex mean? And
of course, if it's like my kids, it's in response to all the crap in the news today, right?
Yeah.
You're hearing about Monica Lewinsky and everything.
Probably a little bit of that, and also
your kids probably think Lewinsky is oral sex. you know what I mean? Like
they don't know, they're very confused.
They think Lewinsky is a blowjob. I mean, you think about that for a second. They probably think that.
I'm trusting they don't know what a blowjob is.
Well, if they don't, I'm going to tell them what I said.
That's not,
okay.
You're not going to see them.
Not within 500 feet, anyway.
At my house now.
Well, Jennifer, what did you say?
Well, it was in the morning before I was going to work, and I tried to come up with something to say, and
What'd you say?
I didn't really say anything. I just said, I started to say, I just kind of said it's when a man and a woman, and then I never really finished, and we had to go, so...
All right. Here's your job. To establish a dialogue with your child, not to be anatomically specific or to impose upon the child a real graphic description of what this is, but try to keep the dialogue open, because if you don't establish communication before the age of 12, and the real window is between 8 and 12, when you can begin to talk about this stuff more meaningfully, but again, don't be explicit. Just sort of see what the child can kind of process and figure out and answer their questions as honestly but as gently as you can. If you miss that window between the age of 8 and 12, you will lose your children forever to their peers and the media.
True.
Yeah.
I know I've come up with an idea that was close to this, but I'm not sure if this was the exact one, but it just dawned on me that when I have kids, I'm going to put like a hatch in the ceiling of every room in the house and pack it with some confetti and a Barbie doll. And if there's ever anything, and then carry around one of those little sort of genie-type openers, keep it on my belt buckle. If there's ever any question I can't answer, I'm confronted with something, I'm caught with a hooker, whatever it is that my kid witnesses, I'm just going to hit the button. There's going to be horn sound. The hatch is going to open. The confetti's going to fall. The Barbie's going to drop to the ground. And there's no one under 10 that won't go straight for the Barbie at that point.
It's the adolescent wag the dog.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm going to create a distraction that is so big that they'll forget what we were talking about. And I'm going to keep like a dozen roses and a bottle of cognac up there for my wife. The same thing.
What is sex? Why, that sounds like a question for Dancing Bear.
All right, now back to the basement chat. All right, Dana Gould is here. He will be here. Drew's going to be here. And for better or worse, I'll be here. All right, we'll be back. Hey. Just talking nostalgic Hollywood with funny man Dana Gould, who's here talking about the Super Adventure team.
I have a great Owen Mulholland riff. that I'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Just talking about how everyone used to live in Bela Lugosi's house, or Charlie Chaplin's house, except for Drew. Drew lived in Slappy White's house. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fun House is the name of the CD, and... Geez, isn't that nice, Dana CD? Isn't what?
I'm just thinking how weird we have these discussions and things kind of coincide. I had a young man walk up to me and goes, "Oh, hi, I saw you speak that day. Did you used to live in such and such a house? Kids, 18 years old, going to college, lives in the room I grew up in."
Really?
Oh,
that's weird, isn't it?
That is weird.
And it's probably pretty cool for him.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like he kind of already knew it. It was like,
right.
Was that weird?
Yeah. Drew raped and killed his first victim.
Nice kid, nice guy.
Probably some DNA around here. Let's send.
I found that hole in the wall. What?
Send the drapes out to the lamb.
I found the box of fingers.
I had a funny little celebrity, minor league celebrity realization today when I went to go buy something at the Price Club, and the Price Club over here in North Hollywood, they're geniuses because you have to really sneak into the place to buy stuff. You need a membership and everything, and I didn't want to plop down $35, so I grabbed my buddy Jimmy's card. And there's a bad black and white picture on the thing, and it kind of he was wearing a baseball cap. Thankfully, everyone wear a baseball cap. Here's my new policy, and when I'm in charge, just the way it's going to be. Everyone who takes a picture, whether it's at the DMV or at the Price Club, wear a baseball cap. That way, when your buddy wants to borrow your ID, he just puts the Dodgers cap on, too, and he's halfway home. This guy said most of them speak good English. They're not really checking. They're all hopped up on Valium, and they don't care who walks in the place. So I strolled right in, flashed the card, and strolled right in, and then noticed while I was waiting in line that people were presenting the card, and the person was writing down the number and whatnot. So I thought, all right, I'm looking at the picture. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow and a baseball cap. I think I can pull this one off. And I'm standing there, and I haven't presented him the card yet, and the guy goes, "You look bigger on TV, man." And I go, yeah. And he goes, "How's the show going?" And I'm like, trying to move on. It's just a show. I just want to buy the stereo. That's cool. He's like, "Okay, can I have your card?" And I'm like, yeah, we use fake names on TV. The guy's looking at the card going, "Would you borrow some cards you get in here?" I'm like, yeah, I did. It's kind of a dumb idea, huh? Well, yeah, that's... Okay, so he rings it up anyway because he knows now he knows who I am. But it never dawned on me that there'd be some a-hole behind the counter who knew who I was, and it's a weird 13 years of swinging a hammer in North Hollywood don't prepare you for guys behind the counter at the Price Club going, "Hey, dude, what'd you do? Lose some weight?"
I was no, I'm not topping you.
No, man, it's cool.
On a date.
I've one done, so.
On a date, went to this place, Cinematic, with a bunch of people. We'll go, you watch people get whipped, it's fun. Okay. It's this, I go.
It's an S&M club or something?
It's not really, it's like a disco, which I hate to begin with, but it's like with an S&M faux, exactly. Mm-hmm. But there's like a play whip thing going on, and one person in their group goes, another person, all right. I'm up there.
So the flash bulbs start going off. Click, 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 click.
Somebody walks up to me. I'm leaning against the wall. Some beautiful Asian woman's flagging me. "You're Dana Gould. You're my favorite comic." Could you help me out of these stirrups?
Oh, the trappings.
Not that I don't,
The trappings of celebrity, Dana.
Yes. How odd that someone who's raised Catholic can only be simulated by pain.
You're getting whipped at the S&M Club. I'm at the Price Club, and someone's inhabiting Drew's old sex dungeon. That is amazing. Rebecca.
The sex dungeon.
Yes.
On the 3rd floor, but I still call it a dungeon. Rebecca, you're 18.
Yes.
What's going on?
I just wanted to know some facts about breast reduction.
At your age, 18.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, you want to...
I was going to say I wrote the book on breast reduction, then I realized I just masturbated to it. I didn't actually write anything down. But I do know quite a bit about this because we've talked to quite a few lads.
It's largely reserved for women a little bit older than you, but your age is sort of a reasonable age to...
Well, let's get some dimensions.
And it's for people who are having physical problems from the
Drew,
size.
What is that association called that's, or Dana, that tries to talk homosexual men out of being homosexual, or homosexuals in general?
The Newsweek did a big thing on this,
Yeah, it's always under one of these sort of euphemistic titles.
With a religious tone to it.
Yeah, but there's a name for it. I'd like to start the same foundation for women who are thinking about getting breast reduction. It's called scared straight into a double D.
Scared out.
Give me your Rebecca. You're 18.
Yes.
Give me your dimensions very quickly.
How tall are you?
I am 4'11".
Oh my goodness.
This
Okay.
Right. This can work for us. How much you weigh?
120.
Right. That's very good. Nationality, just because it's going to help later.
I'm American. I'm white.
Right. Okay. That's good. That works. It's tough to work into a theme. You know, there's no headdress.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no Nazi. There's no Gestapo outfit. But I
Tiki appliance.
I'll work that into just a generic theme. And what is your breast size?
36 triple D.
Triple D. And
Tell her what we have for her, Jim.
And now, see, sometimes people call in, girls mainly, we're talking about breast reduction, who are large.
Yeah.
And we tell them, hey, why don't you drop a few of the pounds and see if the breasts drop with it before you go under the knife.
Right.
But 4'11", 120.
Yeah.
Could be 4'10", 135. Radio adds 10 pounds.
But look,
you're not heavy though, right?
No.
I think it's reasonable to have an evaluation to see if it's something you want to do. I mean, most plastic surgeons and cosmetic surgeons would be willing to do something like this. You understand that it's a pretty good sized scar from this, right?
Okay.
It's an inverted T, basically.
How much is the procedure for something like this?
I have no idea. But I know
I know they pay them for the consultation if they're under 40, but
most women that get it are very happy with the procedure, actually. So it's something you ought to look into if you're
My
starting
sister had it done. She is in her mid-20s and changed her life invaluably for the better. Would that be correct?
Really?
Yeah.
Breaks my heart,
Yeah.
but I guess as your brother, you want that.
Yeah,
that's all you need. Is she older sister or younger?
She's younger. She's 5 years younger than that.
The problem is, quite honestly, with the breasts, is they come in a little early, and this really isn't a great plan. I mean, if you talk to most women with large breasts, they'll tell you, about 13, 14, they shot straight out. Meanwhile, I'm walking down the hall, and there's 13 and 14-year-old kids, and the little rubber bands are shooting out for their dental work, and their glasses are fogging up. And because when you're 13, 14, 15 as a guy, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it is nutty. I remember Jenny Wolfe and a few other names from my junior high days, and they were probably a year or two older than me, but they were maybe 14 or 15, and I was like 13, and it was just couldn't think of anything else. Actually, it's been 22 years. I can't think of anything else now, but they come in so early, and the girls are so self-conscious at that age, at 13, 14 years old, trying to fit in and whatnot, that by the time they're 18 or 19, they're done. It's like, screw this. I don't want anything more to do with this. And guys are doing the most knocking at that age.
And they already have the psychological wall installed, too.
Right. So if they would, I believe if they would come in around 18, 19, 20 instead of 13, 14, 15, guys are a little more socialized by then, do a little less staring, and they wouldn't be as self-conscious.
And is objectified, and his feeling is less worthwhile because of them being objectified by how they appear.
Right, and then later they have to have them augmented because then the mood shift goes, and then their self-esteem is based on the size of them. So they should be able to just save them in their own private breast bank.
Yeah.
And go put them back in when you feel comfortable.
I will be the equivalent of Rusty the Bailiff of that breast bank.
Michelle.
Yeah, hi. I actually have 2 comments.
Yeah.
Okay, about 5 months ago, I found out that I was HIV positive.
Oh.
I have a 5-year-old daughter, though. But when she was born, she had blood tests and everything, and she doesn't have it.
So at birth, she was tested for HIV?
No, they were just tested. I mean, all babies are tested, I guess, when they're...
For HIV?
No.
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 So she needs to be tested for HIV.
Does she?
Yes.
Well, because I was pretty sure that they did blood tests in the hospital.
Of course they did.
They do it for everything.
Hold on,
No.
I'm no doctor, but they don't check it against everything. They check it against a few things they're looking for, right?
Right.
And normally it's not HIV, right?
I mean, just put it in this context. Insurance companies aren't going to pay the tens of thousands of dollars it would cost to test for everything.
Okay.
It's hard enough to get them to cover the stuff you need to test for.
What do they normally check for? And what are the
blood,
basics?
Blood count, chemistries. That's it.
And
If they saw something wrong, they wouldn't.
Well, if they knew you were HIV positive, well, first of all,
I didn't even know I was HIV positive.
First of all, the child doesn't convert for quite some time.
Oh,
right? So
okay.
you can't even test for it at birth. And there are ways now to decrease the risk of transmission during birth. They give the women antiviral drugs, and that really substantially reduces the risk. Are you an IV drug user?
No.
How did you contract it?
I was on vacation about 6 years ago when I had it. We were down in Brazil, and I got in a car accident, and they couldn't wait for the blood that I had given in the United States, and so they had to give me some of what was down there. And tell me
why did you give them blood in the United States?
Well, just because I gave blood.
Oh, my God.
My family did it, and so I gave blood in case anything were to happen to me.
Oh, my God.
And
you even
so-
had planned it. Oh, my God.
Well, yeah, because in case anything did happen.
Oh, my God. Aren't you, I mean,
oh,
how are you
that'd
dealing
be
with
outraged. Meanwhile, there's some Brazilian guy who's vacationing here who's getting that good American blood, and you're getting the contaminated
this? When
Brazilian
did you find
blood.
out about this?
5 months ago.
Oh, my God.
How did you find out about it?
I went in and me and my husband we got married 3 months ago, and so we went in because I had my daughter, and that was the first time I had sex, and that was the last time I had sex, and so but we didn't know. We were just going to do it because.
Oh my God! Hold on a second. I got to talk to everyone here. This is tragic. Usually, it's kind of weird, but when bad things happen to people, it's important to rationalize that they got themselves into it so you can feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
They were sleeping around too much. They shouldn't have been boffing in the ass that way, or that's what you get for shooting the junk. But this was essentially a virgin whose biggest crime was going on vacation, for Christ's sake. And I don't know.
She had a child and HIV, maybe a child with HIV.
And the fact that, I don't know why, but the fact that she waited until she was married to have sex, but had HIV before she had sex on her wedding night makes it that much more ironic. Yeah.
Hey, Michelle?
Yeah.
Can you hang on a second? I want to talk to her some more. Let's go to break, get that over with.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you some more, okay?
Okay.
Okay, hold on there.
Okay. Hang on, and we'll be back with Dana Gould. It is Loveline, and it's also the History Channel here
But
with
it
Dana
is
Gould.
interesting that Michelle triggered us into this kind of discussion. Think about how you're feeling right now.
We're just talking about Saving Private Ryan and D-Day and Omaha Beach and Normandy and all this good stuff.
It's all
and
just Michelle told us her story, and immediately we launched into this.
we went right
Yeah.
into blood and guts, yeah. As a matter of fact, we don't feel sorry for Michelle anymore, but there's thousands of men who gave their lives defending this country.
But what it did, what I said you were out of the room fixing your makeup, was
Let's lip gloss. Let's be fair, Dana.
I thought you were Lena Horne when I walked in, and if I don't look closely, I'd swear you were.
I was a kid.
But I was just saying, commenting on what Michelle said, was that after seeing that movie, which is weird, as something as perceptibly shallow as a movie, that you see how fragile life is, and just boom, and you realize that you can, I know I have relatives that I love dearly who are living with cancer right now and things, and you can live through a lot, and it's really, you're only living this instant.
What I've always said, I have to deal
and
with
this is
stuff all the time, and what I say to people is that whenever people come and go, how did this happen? I can't believe I'm sick. The amazing thing is not that it's that fragile or that we're that close to the edge all the time, but that we get through life, and we go on, and we tolerate all these things, and we keep going, and so many people do keep going.
Yeah.
So Michelle found out just recently she was HIV positive. She has a 5-year-old daughter. She's 22.
Your 5-year-old's okay? No symptoms or anything? Michelle?
She hasn't been sick.
Right.
She hasn't been sick. She's active. She's she's in school with everybody else. We haven't notified her school.
No weight loss, anything of that sort?
No,
Underweight.
she's very healthy.
All right.
How are you doing?
Thank God that's still the case.
Me, for a little while, I went to a really bad depression.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, if I'm going to die, I might as well die now. But then I look at I had explained it to my daughter, and I did, because that's what the doctor recommended.
Oh, I just...
And
Why? I don't understand that dose of realism.
Yeah, I think you really mess kids up with that sometimes.
Oh, well, don't mess
She
up Michelle now.
Yeah.
She says she understands. She says she understands that she's going to love me as long as I'm here, and that.
Michelle, you may be around for another decade or so, right?
Yeah, and I mean that's
Or
what
at
I told
least.
her. I told her that it doesn't mean that I'm going to be gone next year. I mean, she says that she just wants me to be for her graduation.
From high school.
Yeah.
I think that's a good goal. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
your folks are still alive. They didn't make that one.
Mine didn't
Sons
either.
of bitches.
Hey, are you on triple therapy?
Huh?
Are you on all the?
No, I don't want to go.
Oh, Michelle, come on.
I just.
Michelle.
I don't wanna-
Michelle.
Huh?
Michelle.
Well, first let me just say, for those who didn't know, Michelle got it via a blood transfusion when she was in
So, yeah.
Brazil, which is just another good reason why America's the greatest country on earth. You go somewhere you can't even take a ride in an ambulance without getting effed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about what
Hey,
dumps all other
We
countries
complain
are.
about a lot of stuff.
And then you bastards got the balls to come to this country and start complaining about your beloved ex-country? Please, go back. We don't like this one. I just want to get that in. So,
Michelle, no, wait, we got to focus
This is
on
the John Birch Radio Hour.
we got to focus on your decision making here, because HIV can be rendered basically a chronic illness now. You understand?
Yeah.
And by keeping your viral loads very low, and the earlier in the disease you accomplish that, the less progression there is, the less likely you are.
I'm taking medications for it.
What are you taking?
Oh, not exactly. It's kind of a long name. I have it.
Michelle, you don't sweat the details for someone who has a pretty heavy
NyQuil.
deal.
No, it's not NyQuil.
Well, here's what we're asking. I mean, Drew sits here and tells me once a week, although I tune him out, that the strides we've made in this disease are amazing, and that it used to be a death sentence, and now people live semi-normal, active, and I mean, hell, look at Magic Johnson for Christ's sake. Although he could have had brain cancer and still had a show canceled in his lifetime, but the point is people lead these great lives. I mean, Magic Johnson was the MVP of the NBA All-Star game like 3 years ago
He's
with
still
this.
an
with this
amazingly
thing.
healthy person.
Right.
Yeah, I almost crushed my hand when I shook it.
Do you want to die, Michelle?
No, I look at my daughter and no, and I look at my husband and no. I don't want to die.
Why don't you want to take full therapy?
I guess I'm afraid of realization that it's there.
I mean, it's like you'd be
admitting
recognizing it if you took all that the cocktails and everything.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Michelle, you got to do it. You have got to do it. I swear to God, you got to do it. On behalf of your child, do that. She's told you she wants you here for her graduation, and this is the way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, stay in your denial. That's fine. If it's too painful to accept the full extent of the reality, I can understand that. But for crying out loud, just on behalf of your child, just go see an HIV specialist and get the appropriate stuff done, and just do it mechanically.
What about your husband?
Well, that's
What's his?
story.
What are you taking first? What is it you're taking?
Oh, I didn't look for the bottle.
When people ask, one of the, we always get asked the question, what's the most memorable call you've had? This one now moves up the list for me.
More than the guy was having
the dog?
The dog was having sex
For me,
with?
this one moves ahead of that, yes. For you, I understand.
Yeah.
That was a very, very moving moment for you.
Yeah, the guy's dog was having sex with him. That was the real twist. It wasn't that he was having sex with the dog. Although I'm sure there was a fair amount of that.
What is the medicine?
Was Betty White protecting his rights to do that?
I took it to my mother's house. Hold on.
Hey, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, your husband. Hold on, let me talk to my partners here for a moment. Things are starting to get a little fuzzy.
No, she's
just
making them that way.
No, here's what. No, I believe her.
Yeah.
100%. But things started off in a way that
A little more
were very
idealized.
cut and dry.
A little more idealized,
She's
yeah.
a virgin.
Yeah,
she got
yeah.
the thing on a
Yeah,
vacation.
Yeah.
No, she had the kid at 17. Must have been married at 16.
No, this is a different guy. Just got married 3 months
different-
ago.
okay, different guy,
But there's a
but
big story here with him.
There's a reason. I mean, if you found out that your new bride was HIV, you would drag her by the ear into the best guy you could find in town and make full well sure that she was involved with every possible treatment, right? And it doesn't sound like that's going on. Michelle?
Yes.
What's going on with the husband? Forget about the medication.
No, I want to know the
second.
medicine too, but what's up with the husband?
He's mad because Well, when we found out that I was HIV, he didn't understand. He thought that I wasn't lying to him, that I wasn't a virgin when I first had the sex with the guy, because it was his first time, and he knew that. And
is there
he thought I was lying about it. But now he's mad because we didn't have sex on our honeymoon, because after I found out, I went into a depression, and I didn't want to be touched by him. I mean, if I kept myself in the kitchen, it was just like, just back away from me. It was like, just get away, that kind of thing. And then we finally got talked into doing it. And then when I pulled out a condom, he got very upset with me, because he said he married me knowing that I had HIV. He made vows it was death, sicknesses and health, and death do us part, and he was going to be a part of this, whether it meant him getting it or not.
Oh, he's got some denial.
And I don't.
Is there let me interject real fast here, Michelle. Is there some kind of whacked out religion involved with either one of you?
No.
What's your religion?
Christian.
Are you pretty strong into that?
Yeah.
And is he?
Yeah, he has been.
I mean, with I thought you were a virgin, and now you're not, and...
Oh, no, we got together just after I got pregnant with my daughter, because the father ever was afraid to tell his mom, because the fact that his family was really big in the Christianity, and he was a virgin, and he didn't want to tell his mom.
Okay. All right. So can you find the medication name?
Yeah, it's at my mom's.
Where,
I need to call my mom.
Oh. Don't you keep it with you?
Yeah, I do, and I forgot everything at my mom's. I went to my mom today.
Okay.
Can you put us on hold, and we'll come back to you in a few minutes?
And call my mom?
Well, do it off the air, Drew.
All right.
This is, Dana's got an album to put. All right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Michelle, get on the appropriate treatment, please, as God is my witness, on behalf of the child at least, and also get her tested, because indeed she would need treatment too if it's appropriate. But let's just, if you want to pray about something, here's a great thing. Let's pray that this has not been transmitted. There's a reasonable chance that it hasn't.
I hate to use this as another opportunity to bash
hold on a second. Before you do, let me finish.
I knew there was something. There seemed like something was going on.
But Michelle, here's the deal. If you can suppress your viral load, you may also suppress your infectivity, and that may help your husband deal with some of these things too. You'll be less likely to transmit it to somebody like him that you're intimately involved with. The virus production is way down.
I tell this guy, I don't know whether to lock him up or give him a medal.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's on her period. I'm like, I'm gonna be at the. There's a Holiday Inn that's it's on Highland. I got a buffet and come by on Sunday and visit me.
Michelle, you know what, guys? Sherry,
put him on hold.
Take Michelle, put her on hold. Get the name of the medicine and take her phone number. Let's check up with her in a few weeks, see what's going on.
We'll be back with Dana Gould. Loveline, I'm Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. Dana Gould's here tonight, running a little bit late for our top of the hour, 10-second station identification, so we'll get that out of the way and we'll be right back. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. He theoretically is Dr. Drew, although he has not seen fit to make his way into the studio. Super Adventure Team is the name of the show. Dana Gould is the name of our guest, and the Super Adventure Team is kind of a send-up of the great 60s or early 70s show. What the hell was that? Oh, Thunderbirds, yes, utilizing supermarionation. And that is on 10:30 on the fabulous MTV on Thursday nights. And tell us, as I've not seen the show yet, but I know it's okay because I think it just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, it's only been on our 6th episode, is on tomorrow night.
And our excuse is we're here.
Yes. Tomorrow night we have Head is pregnant with an alien fetus.
Great.
We have a 60-foot zombie of Abe Lincoln rampaging through the city, and the only way to stop him is by resuscitating a 60-foot zombie of John Wilkes Booth. That's our show tomorrow night.
That's good. So you guys just do mushrooms and sit around in a room all day, write
and
things down?
We are lamely, and people vehemently don't believe it. Rob Cohen, who writes the show with me, and Ken Daly, who does as well, haven't done anything. I've never done anything.
Really?
Nor has Rob. And people, vehemently don't believe us.
Well, your imagination is...
And I don't, by the way, I'm for everything.
It's just not for you.
Never went up, never blew my skirt up.
Yeah, there's some, there's a lot of people that are that way with drugs and booze for that matter, and oral sex, really. At least
I've yet to meet them.
Being on the business end of it. There's certainly some gals that it doesn't sit well with them. But enough about my past. The point is I'm one of the few people who can try everything, decide the one I like, and then do that twice a year. But most people either do it or don't do it. And Drew, you're amongst those who don't.
Yeah.
That's why your brain is so pristine.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
My brain sort of works. My brain gets on a roll once in a while, but has long stretches of dormant periods.
Yeah, but I'm on so many antidepressants. I'm ready for surgery, as they say.
Drew, did you bring your kit?
Sure.
Amber.
Hi, guys.
Hey, you're 13. Who molested you?
No one.
I'm going to host.
The night is young.
I'm going to host a game show in 5 years. It's going to call.
And Adam,
The audience is going to shout it out.
Adam, you are my god.
Thank you. It's time to play. And there's 75 people in the USA. Who molested? Yeah.
Kitty Carlisle, tell us.
Brett Summers.
You're my stern but groovy master, Adam.
Right, yeah. All right.
Charles Nelson Riley. There was more going on in that top hat during Lidsville than met the eye.
The hoodoo guru. Amber,
what's up?
Got it.
Okay.
So I'm your god, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I
you are,
glossed
Adam.
over that. I'm sorry.
Okay. I have been obsessed with this teacher for 3 years, and actually he teaches at my junior high, but I just graduated. And I want to get over him, but it's so hard.
You want to get over him? You're 13.
Yeah.
You just graduated junior high? Oh, because it goes 7th and 8th grade?
6th, 7th, and 8th.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I went the 7th, 8th, 9th route myself. And so at 13, are you still a little bit young?
Oh, yeah. Everyone's 14, and I'm 13.
Amber, what's your team mascot at your high school?
We don't have one. I go to Hale in the Valley, Adam, you know.
Oh, what is it, one of those alternative schools?
No.
Sit around and play hacky sack and perfect the bong?
No.
Does your
Hale? Where's Hale?
It's in Woodland Hills.
I'm sure the Go to Hale chant has come up more than once. Where in Woodland Hills?
Woodland Hills.
Hale? Oh, you go to Hale Junior High.
Right.
Yeah, but what high school are you going to?
El Camino.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, you guys are like the...
Allen Hale Junior High?
Yeah, it's the Lobster Barrel. It's like the... you guys are like the Conquistadors or something, right?
Yeah.
The El Camino.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'd love to do? There are all these, Hollywood High are like the chancellors and... or the sheiks, and there's the chancellors like the El Camino and the Conquistadors and all this kind of stuff. I'd love a quiz of 10th graders to find out if they knew what...
The origins.
What it meant, yeah. Right. What the name of their... ours were the Huskies, so I know that's a fat guy. So, I mean, I got that...
There's a guy in oversized Sears jeans.
I got that covered. Yeah, I'm picturing a guy with the tough skins and the shirt untucked. But Drew's high school, and this kills me because he went to one of these pussy high schools. Oh, the college, too, yeah. What was the name of it?
The Lord Jeff. The whole college.
Picturing the guys with, powdered wigs, veins sticking out, pale.
The game shall commence!
Oh, Drew, that is pathetic.
Give me an F, give me an R, give me an O-L-I-C-K, frolic!
What was the high school?
What was your high school?
Panthers.
Oh, hey.
Go, Jeffrey.
That's called compensation for a 7.5-man football.
Of course, when I say Panthers, I'm referring to a mean pair of black loafers.
All right, so...
Slide into my Panthers.
Amber, these sorts of obsessions are normal and maybe even be healthy.
Okay, but I think it's gone farther because I love older guys. I can't find someone that might.
When did your dad leave you? No, he didn't touch you. He left you.
No. I bet this is more of an idealization of Dad. Dad was kind of perfect.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Have a dollar, please.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how was being raised in a stately Wayne manner?
With any luck, if the parents do the right kind of parenting, thank you. She'll be okay because these obsessions will keep her from actually idealizing somebody her own age and making them something they're not. She'll have held these older ideals out that she never goes after. No one's ever good enough for a while until she grows up to the point that she can begin to seek out guys that really are that good.
She's so into her dad, she idealizes her dad so much that if she sees a guy in his 40s who is semi-attractive, she's that's who she's into.
But she's not really going to act on it. She
Right.
won't, and it will kind of keep her in check for a while.
The screen says he teaches PE, so he's liable to have himself a beer at nutrition and make a move. So it's good that you're moving on to the fabulous El Camino.
It's okay.
He used to kick our ass.
When you're 13 years, there's no such thing as a cool 13-year-old guy either. It's just the worst age, I feel bad for 13-year-old guys.
Oh, for Christ's sake! I know, and it's not like you can do what you do now, which is date a third grader. You know what I mean? That's how you compensate now. But you can't do that. You're 13.
I never color outside the lines, baby. It's not my métier.
Hey, I want to come right place for a game of caroms.
Lori.
Hey, no ropies, baby.
Lori?
Hi there.
Hi, what's going on?
Well, my husband had a temporal lobectomy last
For
December.
seizures?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And
That's a major... This is a piece of his brain was cut
surgery?
out. Yeah, big piece cut out.
yeah, it was quite a big piece. Yeah.
Like
We'll put that in the lucite next to Dana's moth.
Wouldn't fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. How's that?
What's on your mind, Mrs. Reagan?
How's that doing?
Well, he doesn't have seizures anymore, and so that's a
God
good
bless
thing.
him.
But how did it affect him?
Well, it has changed his personality a whole bunch.
Oh, sure.
And now the best way I can describe him is he's like the guy who used to sit down with me, when I was single at the bar and wouldn't leave. You know what I mean?
Oh.
He's just like clingy and obnoxious, and I'm having a really hard time dealing with this. And I was wondering if this is like a permanent situation.
How long ago was the surgery?
Well, it was December, so it hasn't been a real long.
Things change over the first year. But after that, you're pretty much got what you got.
Is that the way it is?
Why didn't you talk to the neurosurgeons about this?
Well, we did. The thing is, that's just it. I talked to the neurosurgeons about this and the social worker and everything. And I wanted really badly, because we kind of were having problems before, and I think it had to do with the seizures, too, like personality changes after a seizure.
Sure.
Drew, well, hold on. Let me cut you off for a second, Lori.
Okay.
Drew, when she says seizures,
Epilepsy?
is that it? Is it epilepsy?
Yeah, there's different kinds of seizures, but I'm sure he had generalized big-time seizures. He may have also had something called partial complex seizures, which are the ones that you have when you look like you're awake sometimes.
That's what he had
affect,
mostly, was partial complex.
It can really affect you give all kinds of funny psychiatric symptoms.
Hold on, Drew, are you a real doctor or just a love doctor?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I love when people do that in an interview. So you're like a sex doctor? And Drew can ramble on about this crap for 2 hours, and a guest will lean across during the commercial and go, so you're a family therapist? You work with kids?
MAFCC? What?
I'm the smartest man in the world, but I'm just a practicing therapist.
I've been trying to get Drew to tell me about his childhood on Vulcan.
You could do it. Yeah. He could also put you down with one quick pinch of the trapezoid.
You don't want to be around him around Pond Far time, let me tell you.
Hey, little obscure with the reference. I was with you at the Thunderbirds crap, but this comes on the line. Laurie?
Yes.
When did you lose your virginity? 35? Seriously, that's a Vulcan talk.
I'll call you. You're the first one on my list, buddy.
All right, Laurie, so I'm guessing his condition was so severe that it was sort of drastic times create drastic measures or something like that.
Well, it was chronic and didn't seem to respond to medication.
Right.
And he couldn't drive and such, and so he figured anything is better than having a really hard time with not driving and being grounded.
Well, I would suggest you go back to the team that's treating him and see if you can get some new neuropsychiatric evaluation and see if there's some medication or kinds of therapy, rehabilitation that might improve the situation.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Because certainly there are things that can be improved. I mean...
Hey, Drew, I see these things on TV, and I know you always shake your head when I do this, but some guy gets in a car accident, and he has to relearn everything, and he can't tell his right from his left, and then they show him 2 years later, and now they're functioning.
They're functioning, but they're a different person.
There was a thing I saw, and this may play into this, and I don't want to be alarmist, it's a totally different thing, but a disc jockey in the 50s for the March of Dimes stayed awake for 201 hours. And was, after that, over a period of like 3 months, his personality changed and became a different person. Ended up getting divorced from his wife and becoming destitute and...
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
200. What is that?
10 days.
No, I'm not drawing a parallel between that and the temporal lobectomy.
But he may have been manic depressive. Maybe that's why he was able to stay up those 10 days. And maybe those are some of the initial manifestations of that. And then he just went on down to that disease.
Yes.
And so it's hard to know what.
Yeah, I wasn't drawing a parallel, but it's interesting how people can just change. some physical trauma.
When they cut part of your brain out,
but based on physical trauma.
When it comes to brain injury, people are extremely unrealistic about it. People don't understand how delicate that system is. Somebody drills a hole in your head to for whatever reason, just to go at the brain. There's a personality change, even if they don't touch it, and largely reversible. But there are just dramatic changes with very subtle influences on the brain.
True. How come no one gets smarter or happier? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a change, but it's always a change for the worse.
For the same reason nobody in a past life ever worked at a factory.
Yeah.
They're always a king.
I drove. I was a Chinese Chinaman who worked on a railroad. I made $2 a day, and I was killed when a guy in one of those pump cart things ran over me while I was drinking water.
Yeah, exactly. You ever seen the Taj Mahal? In my past life, I did the phones. I laid all that phone cable.
Wow, it's millions of miles of cable, not to mention the coax that's in that place. All right, so she's got to deal with the neurosurgeons.
And the team. The team
that
has treated him previously. I mean...
And I think he can... There's certainly room for improvement. The procedure only went down 7-8 months ago.
There's room for improvement. How much... I don't know, and how much relative to what she was dealing with before, too.
What percentage of his brain was removed when they removed that?
Probably about 20%, maybe. 10%.
The good news is that they got the part of his brain that held the part where his parents told me he was stupid. True. That's the deal. You can't just do that part. I mean, you can't just do the part that can control seizures. Did he have whole chunks of his... his memory erased or taken out?
She didn't say. I doubt it. But there could be some memory function impaired too.
Can't remember the third stooge. Moe, Larry, and then it's nothing.
I keep wanting to say Manny, but I know that's wrong. Reen?
Yeah.
You're 24.
I am.
You're on with Dana Gould. We're having a good time, but it's a very tragic show.
Tragic. I feel bad plugging my puppet show on MTV with all the...
You're talking about Super Adventure Team?
The one on at 10:30 on Thursday nights?
That's the one. Reen?
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I have thyroid disease, and I've had to take leaves of absence from work because of it, because my levels will go up and down so much.
Hold on a second, Reen.
Let's just take the other out.
Oh, for crying! God damn it, Drew! What are you turning this into? It's penis cracks, and then we'll get back to Reen and her thyroid problem, Drew.
You look at the calls there, see what you want.
Here's some a-hole loves Dana.
Well, that's what I got down here, don't I?
Oh, yeah, very convenient. You writing down what you knew I was going to think of. And Andre.
Hello?
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah.
Tell us about how much you love Dana.
Oh, I'm such a big fan. I love the video game you did, Gex, and I love the Super Adventure Team. I love everything you do.
Well, bless your heart.
I just had a question. How did you get hooked up doing the voice for Gex? I've always wondered that.
My close personal friend Rob Cohen, who is the co-executive producer of Super Adventure Team, was called by this company to develop the backstory for this video game character. It's a video game called Gex, and the company was up in San Francisco where I do a lot of stand-up, and they knew I did a lot of voices, so they said, "You want to do the voice?" I said, "Sure." That simple.
Yeah.
And what's your sexual hang-up?
I don't have one. Sorry.
Denial.
He just wanted to cover you with a little praise.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hey, you play the video games there, Andre?
Lots.
Yeah, do you play, Dana?
I actually don't. I stink at them.
Yeah, I do too.
My girlfriend is amazing at video games.
Women, there's a certain finesse and a certain repetition that it takes, but I'm not interested in participating in anything where an 8-year-old could kick my ass. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what video games are. Drew, you never...
That's why I left hopscotch.
You never spent any time with that, did
My
you?
kids are into computer games right now, so...
Really?
Yeah.
It just shows you how impervious I am to compliments. Some guy calls up, really nice guy, well-spoken, compliments me. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, it was the fastest call we took all night, to tell you the truth. Well,
the next thing you'll be telling me is Mommy and Daddy love me.
what can he say? He's a big fan, and
That's very nice.
And don't worry, they'll start digging a hole as they go. And I'll tell you, when I'm not listening to Carrot Top, I love to kind of, you're like, okay, stop talking.
I remember meeting people that I really idolized, and they were really nice, and I was so thankful.
There's I've had that experience here on Loveline a time or two, and what I wanted to say, though,
I was saying he idolized me in any stretch.
What I want to say that's interesting is you have a sort of Tourette's when you talk to people whose work you appreciate.
Yes.
If you keep talking, I was playing this celebrity baseball game last Saturday, and I got on first base. Dean Cain walked me, and John Lovitz was playing first base, and I was talking to John Lovitz on first base. And I said, John, I want to tell you, I'm a huge fan of The Critic. I thought that show was real funny. And I realized everyone I knew tried to talk me out of it. Huh. They really did. People who I see eye to eye on or with,
so you had to mention
comedically
that,
all the time.
That to him too.
I swear to God I did. I swear to God. It was like...
Can I just guess at what he said? The Critic.
Yeah, that was good, yeah. So he said, thanks. Yeah, he said thanks. But the more I talked, the deeper I dug myself in.
We met Howie Mandel the other day, and he goes, the show looks great, and what a great time for your show to come out. When that magic show comes out, it makes your show look so good. Well, I mean, that's not the way I mean for you to take it.
Isn't it great when someone's having a colossal failure while your show is on? It takes all the heat off you, and in comparison, everything being relative. Okay, you're right, Drew. That may have been a little out of line, but I think Howie knew the spirit in which it was intended.
So then he sits down in the makeup chair and goes, "Isn't it a pain in the ass to have your job? I mean, you don't give a rat's ass about the people you're talking to." It's just the way he goes from bad to worse.
Oh,
and Howie goes, "Yeah." And he goes, I kind of like talking to these people.
Howie does like talking.
No, you don't.
What you see is what you get. He's a really nice, genuine guy.
I know. I'm looking for chinks in the armor, and I couldn't find any. Drew, you're right. I got to straighten out my attitude.
30-second story, because I know we have people with problems. I met Elvis Costello, which was
love him
going to Lourdes for me. I was backstage at a show and knew somebody, and they said, "Do you want to meet Elvis Costello? He's here." I was like, "Yes!" And his agent apparently grabbed me by the arm, pulled me through this room. He's talking to like a half circle of people. She slices it down the middle, brings me into this big semicircle, and she goes, "Elvis, you have a fan who would like to meet you, Dana Gould. He's an actor here in Hollywood."
Perfect.
And I turn around, and there's 20 impatient British people who've just been interrupted staring at me. And I just said, "Nice to meet you. Music means a lot to me." And then I turned around, and the circle had closed off, and I was just like trapped.
And your brain starts to freeze. You go, "I have every single album you've ever done, including
the crappy one."
And you like spit out one by Molly Hatchet or something.
Better hell, I have it. But he was such a gentleman, because I was just waiting for him to go, sod off. I was like, I have to burn half my records now.
I'm a huge fan of Elvis Costello and of a guy by the name of John Hyatt, who I dragged in here one night and had that same thing. And you're just hoping that they're not going to be pricks. And as it turns out, he was, but I didn't care.
The only prick I met was Eddie Murphy.
Really?
Oh,
really?
Enough said.
Okay.
Really?
Never met Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yeah, okay, too.
Okay. Heather?
Hey, we got a break.
Yeah, 26. Let me just go ahead and sell this.
Okay.
Guy she's having sex with can't ejaculate.
Or he won't. He can or he won't.
Oh, I know. He's on Zoloft. Yeah, tell him to call me.
Hey,
we'll see. That's one.
We're going to go to break, and Dana Mandel's here. And that could be the world's nicest, funniest comedian. Wouldn't that be, Drew? Dana Mandel.
Right there.
Oh, you're kind.
All right, Drew, where are you going?
Bathroom.
Okay, we'll be back. Is here, everybody. Stand-up extraordinaire Dana Gould. Also got a CD out called Funhouse, and currently working on Super Adventure Team on MTV Thursday nights.
It's very funny.
30. You deal with John Miller over there?
Yes, I do.
I got to give my props to John.
Yeah.
Send a shout-out to JM.
Yes, I was supposed to have dinner with him, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I canceled.
Tonight?
You canceled?
No, this is like a week ago, yeah.
Why wasn't I invited?
This is our thing. We're talking about replacing you.
Oh, then it makes sense.
John said the most stunning thing I've ever heard from a television executive when we gave him the script. He said, "I like it."
Wow.
And didn't have any, you mean you trust us to... Yeah, go ahead, do it. It's good.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
There's
how did he get that job?
Yeah, I don't know. He must be good at something. But the problem with TV people is they think they need to have an opinion, and they don't realize that the people that are handing them the scripts are usually more talented and funnier than they are. So taking notes, it's sort of like if your student is smarter than the teacher and the teacher's grading the paper. And then you got to get it back and comply. It's kind of painful. And one good thing I'll say about John Miller and MTV is they stay right out of the way.
They really do.
Drew goes in there. He's drunk oftentimes. They don't say anything. We do our little show. No one bothers us. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, they are good like that. They are very good like that.
Right. And in turn, they don't pay you. So why should they be able to tell you?
Right.
It'd be like if your boss came in and said, hey, I want you here at 9, you leave at 5, and I want you to bust your ass, and then said, but by the way, you'll be getting nothing at the end of the week. You tell them to F off. But at least it's not insulting that they don't pay you much and tell you what to do. Right, Drew?
That's most places would.
Right. That's good. Good backpedal there. Heather.
Yeah.
You're 26.
Yeah.
What's going on? All right, so wait a minute, I talked to you. The guy you're having sex with can't ejaculate.
Or he won't.
Does he have any medical problems?
Not that I know of.
Is he on any medications?
He smokes a lot of pot.
He smokes a lot of pot.
He smokes a lot of pot.
It's funny, though, Heather, that you say he won't, which means you're a little pissed off about it.
No, I'm just concerned, when we're together and we're having sex, I'm fine. I'm great. But I've done my thing and he won't do his thing.
Hey, Heather?
Yeah?
You live in an apartment or in a house?
In an apartment, and it's echoed. We're moving out.
Yeah, because
There's no furniture in here.
What time is it over there?
It's 11:30.
All right, so you're on our time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because someone's upstairs whacking off right now.
Nice.
Believe me.
Nice.
Well, I know this apartment, so you hear everything. He's down there, hey, Steve's banging me! And the guy's like, gee, Larry, turn the TV down. I can hear this.
I haven't heard the expression whacking off.
Oh, yeah, hang out with me. Not only will you hear about it, but you'll see it.
I prefer the George Carlin penned shooting putty at the moon.
Oh, that's good, too.
But, Heather, why is it your sense that he's withholding something?
I don't know. Because he says that he wants to, but something's wrong, and he's just not. It's just not working out.
How long have you been with him?
Very recently, probably within about less than a month.
And how many times have you guys been together?
We've had sex 3 times.
All right. Well,
and we've used a condom each time, and a different kind of condom each time.
Maybe it'll work itself out.
You're not using the same one each time?
No.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Different
must have some money.
A different kind. So it's not the condom, is what you're saying.
I don't know. It might be.
An interesting thing, Heather.
We haven't done it without the condom before.
Whatever it is, he's not telling you, because we need more information.
Okay.
All right, but here's my feeling, and then Dana, I'll let you say your piece.
Okay.
Heather's fairly aggressive, and I'm scared assless, and I'm over here at the studio, and Drew's between me and the door, and I'm still scared.
Okay.
You're pretty aggressive, you're pretty forthright, and you're the kind of girl that you wouldn't really want to screw up with sexually. And guys sometimes get a little intimidated, especially the third.
He's only 20, too. He's just a babe.
Okay, he's 20s with a woman who's older. I'm guessing you've.
Where were you when I was 20? My God.
In prison. Hey, you've been with other gents before, have you, Heather?
I have.
Hold on a second. I got to scrape Drew off the floor. Drew,
Nice.
Drew swore you were a virgin. So you got more experience than he does.
Perhaps a little bit.
Yeah, and about 400 guys. And she...
Oh, that was low.
All right. Low? 5, 6 minutes? I'm rounding down.
That was low.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
I'm getting a 4 digits here in a second. The point is he's a little intimidated, and he needs to kind of find his groove. So you need to just sort of back off a little bit, relax, tell him whatever he does is fine, and give it to 10 times before you really start looking into it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That sounds
just
easy
take
enough.
the pressure off him.
Take the pressure off. Okay, well, he's the one that's actually aggressive. I'm the one that, trust me, he's aggressive, and it's great, and I'm having fun, and it's great with me, but I'm concerned about him, and I'm just wondering what the problem is.
He's probably overly concerned about you and knows you've been with some guys who knew their way around, and he's a little intimidated, and he's younger, and so he's trying to compensate, and just relax and play catch.
Yeah.
I was thinking one of those things a manager would tell a rookie pitcher before he took the mound. Just go out there, play catch, have fun.
Yeah, don't think of it so much as I do my thing, then I wait for him to do his thing, but try to make it your thing. Together. And also, people who smoke a lot of pot, when you in the way you say, a lot of pot,
Right.
That sometimes the symptom of something else.
Usually that's diminished sex drive in general, though. It's not so much delayed ejaculation, but it could be.
No, but I mean, there's something else, maybe something else eating at him. It's
You mean there's a reason he smokes so much
excessive
weed,
self-medication.
That's what Dana's saying. All right, now, Reen.
I'm coming over, Heather.
You're 24 and you have the hyperthyroid problem.
Hypo, yeah.
Hypo, sorry. Is there hyperthyroid?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes you skinny.
That's high, this is low.
Yeah.
Oh. The hell do I know?
So what's your question?
Well, I'm wondering, my thyroid levels have been up, extremely high, and it'll make me crazy. I've had it all the way up to 46 before.
So wait a minute.
My
So
TSH.
you're not. Oh, your TSH has been
Yes.
up. That's not your thyroid levels are down.
Right.
Yeah, that'll make you kind of goofy.
Oh, yeah. I have it to about 9.2 right now at the last blood test. I'm also taking antidepressants lately because even when I'm getting close to leveling out with my thyroid, I'm still feeling, symptoms. I'm still feeling kind of depressed or off, sleeping too much.
Are you seeing an endocrinologist or a thyroidologist?
Yes.
Okay. Usually it's pretty simple to treat thyroid. I mean, there's sort of a average range for most people between 0.1 milligrams and 0.175, that sort of thing, that you can just sort of put people on and your body adjusts to it. You understand? You're taking Synthroid or Levothyroid, something like that.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with this for 5
You understand?
years.
That's T4, and your body will convert it to T3 and basically create what it needs. So there's something wrong in the balance there and how your body utilizes this stuff. Sometimes they'll supplement it with something called Cytomel. You ever taken that? And Cytomel particularly is effective in enhancing mood or affect. So if mood disturbances are a prominent feature in this, Cytomel might be something you talk to your endocrinologist about.
How do you... Okay.
Cytomel.
CYTO.
Well, how smart is Drew, Reen?
He's pretty darn smart.
How hot are you for him right now?
I'm pretty hot.
Seriously.
I'm also, oddly enough, Dana said something about Zoloft. I'm taking Zoloft right now, and I'm having that
Good
problem.
to have you on board.
You're having what problem?
I'm having the no fireworks problem. I'm not able to.
Oh, mine's more tied to low self-esteem, but let's get back to
no sex drive?
It's not the drive that's the problem. It's the actual achieving orgasm.
Yeah. And
Drew could coax one out of you.
It's a real...
Drew, get on top of you and go, this may pinch a little bit.
Real common from Zoloft and all the other serotonin reuptake inhibitors other than Cerazone. And there's a new one coming out called Celexa. It just hit the market, but it has the same side effects.
So why is that?
Why does it do that? Yeah. Nobody knows for sure. It's something to do with the balance of serotonin in the brain. What way you can counteract it is take a medication called Wellbutrin, which sort of tips the balance in a different direction and reenacts or enhances.
But don't you go just crazy again? Or just...
No, it's another antidepressant.
No.
They just use a low dose of it typically.
This is why this show is so brilliant. This Dr. Drew over here. The fact that he's a real doctor, that the doctor title is used fairly loosely, especially on the radio. Every dried-up yenta in her 50s has been...
Why, who are you talking about?
On her 6th divorce. Whether it's Dr. Laura or there used to be... Dr. Dina Dell doesn't seem to practice. Drew doesn't like him very much.
Dr. Dina Dell!
He's. I happen to like the guy and wish we could
thought it was
get Drew
hilarious.
out of here and get him in here.
Dr. Dell,
you know what? I'll tell you something.
I have a sore throat. That would be a sore throat.
I'm even more disturbed about that because I've reduced some of my practice hours in recent months to sort of accommodate all the stuff you and I are doing in media, and I'm freaking out. I'm constantly worried that I'm not going to be able to keep up on the clinical acumen. And somebody who's not practicing or never practiced general medicine, it's just that's just shocking to me. You just can't know. You can't know what you're talking about.
The same way you replace medicine with masturbation, and I'm the exact same way. I miss 2 days. I come in here, I feel like I'm letting my audience down.
I hear you.
Sometimes we get busy, we get on the road, I have time to squeeze one off in the airport or something like that. And I feel like I'm coming on to the. I'm coming
I always
on
catch the
ill-informed.
plane. I like that dry sink effect of the plane.
Oh, that's good.
You know, Dr. Doom was not a practicing physician either.
Dr. Doom from the.
Don't you remember a little thing called the Fantastic Four?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, I got to tell you, I wasn't...
Me among the heathen.
Hey, there's a
Dana,
restaurant.
I wasn't a fat kid. I don't know if you were.
Oh, man, I was such a fat.
I know it.
There's a restaurant at Universal City now, Marvel Restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
So kids just go nuts for that place.
I was such a fat kid, and I had 4 older athletic brothers.
Oh, that had to hurt. But look at you.
I made me a comedian.
You got a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Gene.
I killed them all.
Hi.
You're 27.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I'm married, and I've been attracted to this woman I work with. And I haven't told her, but I think she has a good idea. My husband definitely doesn't know. And
How old is the one you work with?
she's 31.
Mm-hmm. What's your role in the workplace?
I'm a nurse.
Ooh, okay. So you got an outfit?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right, that's good. We got to go to break. This could be good. I got a long drive out to Irvine tonight after the show, and this could just get me there. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. What, in terms of upholstery, what cleans it better, the velour or the leather? Just off the top of your head.
You know what's interesting about nurses is surgery prep.
Headliner. What's that?
Surgery prep is an interesting thing nurses have to do sometimes.
You mean like lay out the scalpel and do all that stuff?
Shave you.
Shave you.
Oh, that stuff.
And if a nurse
Better.
had like a 31-year-old friend, and maybe I'm a surgery prep, and I'm nervous. I might have to practice on you. I'm so nervous.
That's good. All right, this is all good. Drew, you ever shave downstairs there?
No.
How about on a lady? No. Lady or man never got down there?
People I've had, I'm sure I've had,
You've sent them to the barber, but you've never
No, I'm sure I've had that shave people in emergency rooms. And
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Awesome.
I just can't remember what or where.
Did you ever have to shave people in a room because you were having a personal emergency?
You mean like Adam would like to do?
All right. Well, we're running this into the ground.
Let's go.
We're going to break. We'll be back with a lesbian nurse.
John Hyatt, and you're listening to Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew on Loveline.
Oh, that is my man, John Hyatt. Oh, that genius of a man.
To finish our conversation, of course, she doesn't know she's my girlfriend. She is my girlfriend.
Dana's girlfriend, Dana Gould's girlfriend, that is, whose latest project is Super Adventure Team. Thursday nights, 10:30 on MTV. Knows about Bad Ronald, which is the world's worst made-for-TV movie of the 70s, back when they had the real movies like Killdozer and
Trilogy of Terror.
Right, the little
tiki doll.
Little tiki doll that stabbed Karen Black, and back when it was pretty much about sorcery and the devil.
Yeah, went from sorcery and devil to aliens now.
No, we're pretty much. I got a husband from Pakistan who took the kid
back
and that's
with
from
him.
today's headlines.
Right.
Sorcery is just not a word not used enough.
Sorcery, and I wish we would, for some reason, it's scary, but as a society, I think we used to fear Satan a lot. That seemed like punishment. Now, a bunch of guys with automatic weapons, a lot of drive-bys, a lot of molestation and abuse, and Satan's sort of taken a back seat.
Satan's anticlimactic now.
Yeah, to the real, it's like, all right, brimstone and hellfire. Could you move it on a little bit? First off, being tormented doesn't sound like such a bad deal when you compare it to being shot.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seemed like funny wording to me. The devil will torment you. I always thought he's going to do that thing where he pulls the knob off your TV and you got to use pliers to change the channel. It didn't seem like torment. Didn't seem like a good word.
Man, it's a very hot day. I think I know someone who wants wool pants. Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. The Bible should have said that Satan would beat the ass out of you on every day.
Satan's walking around with a super soaker full of brute, just ruining everybody's day.
He's got a little vial with high karate dumps in for the troublemakers.
So, Gene.
Yes.
So, you're married?
Mm-hmm.
And how's that relationship been going?
She's a nurse, yeah.
What?
Not very good.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. We've been married for almost 8 years.
Yeah.
Or 8 years.
You got married when you were 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe it's 9 years.
Yeah.
How old is he?
30. 32.
It's trouble, by the way, when the woman doesn't know. I think it was 8. No, it was 14 years we've been married.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
It seems like more than a lifetime.
Is he abusive?
No, he's just very irritating.
In what way?
He breathes. I don't know. It's everything he does. He can't do anything right.
Jean, Jean's angry. I can hear it in her voice.
Just a little.
And Jean married a guy when she was like
18.
19, who was 25 or 24, which is a little stretchy there. I mean, you're a little young. But I'm hearing something in your voice, Jean. Where's your dad? Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Him and my mom are still married.
Yeah. He's always been a good dad to you?
No.
No. What do you do?
He was an alcoholic and did drugs. They both did.
Okay. Does your husband dabble in any of that?
Yeah, he drinks a lot.
Okay. Hold on, I got to scrape Drew off the floor again. Drew, are you flabbergasted?
I mean, that is what children of alcoholics do, is they marry alcoholics, or they become alcoholics themselves.
Well, he's not as bad as my
Jane,
dad was.
he will be. His alcoholism is a progressive disease, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
So, why don't you go to some Al-Anon meetings or some ACA and work on these issues? Because
what's the chick you work with look like? Just for the long drive to.
She's got sandy blonde hair, and she's probably about 5'5". Green eyes.
What, cup size?
Probably a C.
So you understand that this is just an attempt to take a hostage to relieve you of your discomfort right now. I mean, you're not really doing anything substantial to change what your problems are.
You may even want to tie this woman to a chair.
You understand?
Drew, let's not turn a good lesbian experience to a raid on Entebbe. You understand? I'm trying to work up something for later.
Do you have to have the subjects describe it to you? Can't your imagination conjure it up?
My imagination is like a car that where the starter's effed up and it needs to be bump started. If a couple of big-breasted chicks can get it pushed down the road fast enough for me to drop the clutch in second gear, I'll shoot out a nice plume of smoke and then I'll be on my way.
We're the car guys. It's sex talk with click and clack.
Other than that, I'm just in the driveway hearing the solenoid click, you know. Click, click, click. So, Gene?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Whatever Drew said.
Yeah, well, we've gone to counseling and stuff, and...
No, you need to go to Al-Anon.
No, you're really pissed, Gene.
You need to go
and
out.
it's probably for the right reasons, but realize a lot of that is probably geared toward your dad.
Right.
And you need to work through a little of that, too, right?
I really suspect also there was some sexual...
Not from my father.
But who did it to you? When?
Who didn't?
How old were you when it started?
I know I was still in diapers and...
Okay. All right. So, Gene, so this is major league abuse for here that you're dealing with. And that's why all this sexual confusion. That's why the lack of capacity for intimacy. That's why the abusive alcoholic husband is the one you've chosen. And begin to get some healing done. Take some small steps forward. Go to Al-Anon. That's a place you can start. It doesn't cost anything. Just work it out.
Having gone to an ACA meeting or two in my life, the great thing about it is that you start to get a sense that you're taking care of yourself, and that really boosts your own self-esteem, and it's a great first tiny step.
That's a great way to put it.
I'm going to send my kids there just so I don't feel guilty about drinking. On their 5th birthday, I'll cart them down to the...
I only drink to forget my problems. I don't have a...
Yeah, it's not a real problem. Drew, don't touch that screen. You're gonna give it cancer or something. And we got a new computer in here. It was so funny. This Westwood 2, as we like to call it here, because of its the technological situation going on here. Yeah, I've compared. What did I compare this place to? I can't think of I had one of my good analogies to it. The radio room that in a B-17 circa World War II was technologically more advanced than this place. And I know they have a policy which is nothing post 74. If you try to bring in anything, any piece of equipment in this room, they're really like the Amish. It's like if the Amish bought a radio station, this is what it would be. I swear to God. So we come in here one day, and there's a brand new high-tech NEC computer screen, the flat type that it's not like a computer monitor. It almost looks like the top of a laptop computer, very advanced. And I walked in, and I looked at it, and Drew looked at it, and I said, that is beautiful. And Drew said, that's beautiful. And then Engineer Dooley walked in, and what's the first thing I said to him?
What's the matter here? Why is this here?
Who brought this in?
Yeah.
There's no way Westwood 1 purchased this. because it may have fallen off a truck in front of the station, but I doubt it because it looks like it's in good shape. And where did the screen come from, Engineer Mike, if you're listening? Did Westwood One go out and purchase it?
Lycus requested it.
Oh.
Lycus, no. In a listener or someone from NEC sent it in. It was not Westwood One that went out and purchased this.
It was purchased by the company.
This is worse, Adam.
No.
This is worse. This means that somebody can actually get something done here, but there's no chance we can.
That is ridiculous.
Someone has access to the Emperor.
They traded this out for something. There's no way Westwood One paid for this. Those bastards won't pony up $8 for a mic stand. Please. You guys are pathetic. And I don't know, is Westwood One publicly traded? Are they on the stock market? Seriously.
I need a computer screen.
Because I'm
here tomorrow.
I would urge anybody who has an extra penny to invest in Westwood One. It is all profit. There's not a penny that goes into anything here. Believe you me.
Yeah, buy it up. I own stock too.
Yeah, buy it all up. Believe me. It's going right back to you.
It's a mystical land of bell-bottoms and sideburns here at Westwood, too.
Place is a dump. Been begging for them to get a chair over there for a guest to sit on that's higher than 8 inches off the ground for the last 3 years. The pathetic bastards can't even come up with that. The reason these chairs are nice is because Drew and I got one from our listeners.
Oh, really?
They sent these beautiful high-back leather seats in here, which, by the way, are going home with me, you Westwood One bastards, the second you fire me.
Peter. Which may be this evening. Peter.
Good. I hear you over the sound of my own ass. This place is a dump.
Peter.
Yeah.
Hi, what's going on, pal?
Oh, well, I'm 13, coming on 14, and my ex-girlfriend just told me that she's pregnant.
With your child?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, well, yeah?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Why is she ex?
Well, we broke up about 2 weeks ago.
Why?
Just little problems, wasn't really working out.
What was the problem?
You know, just stupid things, like we decided we just wanted to go our separate ways, things like that.
How long had you been dating her?
A couple months, 3 or 4 months.
Do you think this is bogus? You do? Why?
Just follow me.
Just go with it. When did you have sex with her?
About 2 months ago.
And no condom?
No condom.
How come?
No, just like kissing, went to pulling up the shirt, went to hand job, went to, just built up. Just one of those spur of the moment type things.
Yeah. Let me explain my sexual life at 13. Kissing, went to pulling up my own shirt, went to going to my own house, went to masturbating.
I was locked in my bedroom with a dog-eared hustler stuffed in a Star Wars notebook.
Pages stuck together, but from tears, Drew.
Tears of joy.
Peter?
Yeah.
How old's your girlfriend?
She just turned 14 like a month ago.
Just turned 14. What grade she in?
She's going to 9th.
Uh-huh. And you're her only boyfriend, right?
Well, at the time. Well, I don't go out with her anymore, but I was.
Mm-hmm. And does she know she's pregnant?
Yeah, she told me.
How'd you find out?
I don't know, she just called me up a few days ago and said, Peter, guess what? You're her daddy. And, it was just like, what? Blah, blah, blah.
You didn't ask her how she knew?
No.
Hold on a second. I'm going with bogus or really uninquisitive. I mean, the thing I can't figure out, and I know I'm 34, and I think, okay, well, listen, you're 13, you got to be stupid. But I thought, when I was 13, I would have went, you're pregnant. How do you know? Did you have some sort of test, or did you? I may not have known how things worked, but I certainly would have inquired, like, did a doctor tell you, or did your friend tell you?
How do you know?
Well, devil's advocate, if there is some poor 13-year-old sap out there who does have a pregnant girlfriend.
She's going to decide. Some parents need to be involved in this, first of all, but let me give you a Planned Parenthood number. It's 800-230-PLAN. 230-PLAN. You guys are going to have to deal with
18 months from now, you're going to have a kid, right, Drew? Is it less now?
14 months, they will have one.
Kids ingest so
Budget
the
cutbacks.
gestation period is it's just getting smaller and smaller.
The ingest shorter.
They don't even need pods anymore. A lot of them are done without seed pods.
I'm going to get some water, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to sweat engineer Mike and figure out where the screen really came from, because I guarantee Westwood One did not dig into their non-existent pockets for this thing. Okay, we'll be back. All right, Dana, I had a good time with you.
Thank you very much. This was a pleasure.
You're
Real pleasure.
welcome to come back anytime. The CD is called Funhouse. Super Adventure Team is the name of the special that's on MTV Thursday nights at 10:30.
Every Thursday.
And, if Dana's involved, it's got to be good.
It's pretty funny. If you like naked crying puppets, we're the show for you.
And if you like naked crying people,
I'm the guy for you.
Then you found your man. All right, thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Until next time, it's Adam Carolla. Oh, Matchbox 20 in here tomorrow night, by the way. Oh, no one tomorrow night. Tonight's, same all screwed up on my days. No, then Matchbox 20 on Thursday. Yeah. Thanks, Drew. They're all stoned and don't care. Until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
LSD, I've been told that there isn't, and that's just something that I've experienced.
No, there is. Drew's saying there is.
But he has no microphone, so we...